we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another week of Cyorion Chronicles, but today is not the Queen's Frost Crown. Doing a special one-shot today, and we've been hiding it for a while, but we're super excited to share with you. Our guest DM today is, drumroll please, David!
All right. Good thing I got something planned. Wow, okay.
Oh, yeah, you had something planned? Okay, good.
I did.
So we're gonna let David take the reins today and run the show. So take it away, David.
Thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in. And this is the Khelmorn's Gambit one-shot with our team of intrepid players. If we can go around and please introduce ourselves. Starting with Zach.
Oh, me. Hi. I'm Zach. And we're not getting into character descriptions just yet, but I'm Zach.
Hi, Zach.
Hi, Zach.
Hi, Zach.
Hello, Zach.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Zach, and I've been a D&D-aholic.
Hi, Zach.
3 years. Hi, Zach.
And if we can just, go around. Pick it.
Sure. Yeah.
Punted.
Let's go down.
Nate. You on next, Zach?
Oh, that's me next. Okay. Hi, I'm Nate. You don't get to know who I play yet.
I'm just going in order of just, what I see on the
We're going down and
screen.
then down.
So, yeah.
And I'm Ben. I'm playing a character today.
Ben's playing.
I know. So excited.
Magic.
I am Magic. Still.
Sarah.
Hi.
Very, very far away.
Yeah, it's 1:30 at night here, so if I yawn, it is not because of David's amazing game mastering. It is that the game will last until 4:30 a.m. here, so bear with me.
I'm Sarah, and I stay up till 4:30 for fun these days.
Nice.
Josh, you're
Ellie,
last.
me?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Hey, I'm Josh, and I definitely don't stay up until 4.
Awesome.
No.
That's everybody, and I am David, your humble dungeon master. And so, let us begin. Khelmorn's Gambit. The sun rises, the moon's set, the world spins. High up in the air over the eastern coast of the continent, a solitary bird of prey, a common red kite, wheels in slow, languid circles through the brilliant blue of the sky. Its rust-colored plumage seems to glow faintly, gathering energy from the warmth of the sun's rays as it suddenly leans into a swooping dive, angling toward the ground, gathering speed until, at the last possible moment, it banks, leveling out to wing its way along the track of the Great Wall of Kildurin. The wall is 1,000 feet high, made of what looks to be a single solid block of iron-hard stone, a quarter-mile thick, and rings the edge of the massive miles-deep canyon known as Arkald's Maw. Just leaving its mooring on one of the capital city's sturdy northern towers, an impressive aerial barge glides through billowing clouds that dot the dazzling azure sky, a bloated, menacing, bat-winged balloon. It is no doubt ferrying its royal, wealthy, or political passengers west to the red city of Shorn, and the brass and gold decoration of its figurehead, gunports, and rudder glint brightly in fiery, eye-watering flashes. Far below the hawk and the airship, the caravan and the foot traffic along the North Road next to the Great Wall flows like a slow, muddy river. The thousands of bodies and vehicles that move along the road try their best not to jostle one another as they make their way to and from the tall city gates. The jangling of pots and pans, the musical cacophony of voices, shouts, and murmurs, the cracking of whips, the threeping of flute, the brassy clash of zills and the parapapapap of tabla drums, intertwined with the lowing of oxen and the bleating of lambs, the neighing of horses and bellowing of camels. All these sounds mixing in with the high-pitched whistles and hooting calls of the shepherds and drovers, each guiding their flocks or wagons of pigs, goats, chickens, beef cattle, and other livestock either toward the stockyard or to the auction block. Tarnholm is the largest city of the Imperium, a marvel of architecture, and depending on your outlook, a nightmare or a wonder. filled with tangled streets, market squares, business districts, and countless buildings that house its thousands upon thousands of citizens and of all classes and creeds. From this high vantage point, gliding along with the hunting bird as its feathers flutter in the warm updrafts, the maze of avenues and alleyways appear to be choked with ants, tiny humanoid insects that scurry about, following random paths and patterns, concerned only with their own business, their own lives. The kite, having left the magnificent airship far behind, hangs in the air above it all, suspended on the confluence of hot winds blowing up from the south and the cool breezes from the north. Its bright black eyes dart here and there, taking in the smallest of details. It sees wooden cages of songbirds attached to the side of a Thalassian tradesman's donkey cart, a flock of pigeons rising up from the plaza grounds just inside the city walls, the fluttering flags atop the tall spires of the Imperator's palace, the gleaming blue waters of the Glimmershine Bay to the southeast. Uttering a high-pitched cry, it draws its wings in and dives once again, swooping low over the crowded avenues, zipping up over the heads of the guardsmen that walk the crenellated outer wall of the city, and angles this way and that between spire and rooftop, homing in on the singular watchtower it knows as its home. The streets and boulevards that surround the walled compound of the guild are lined with shops and homes, some which raise 5 stories or more, all decorated with banners and flags in the colors of the kite and kestrel. Bright turquoise, deep blues, and hints of purple give the neighborhood and its vendors, their stalls, and goods and merchandise a lively carnival air. A host of mouth-watering scents and odors from the dozens of vendor stalls and makeshift meal kitchens squeezed in and here and there on the streets and alleys, waft and drift with the warm breezes. Fish stews, braised meats and vegetables flavored with pungent spices, and the unmistakable smell of baking breads, heady mugs of ale, and wine. With a near silent flutter of wings, its talons reach out and grip the glove hand of Heka, the kite and kestrel's falconer, its beak tearing greedily at the raw meat reward he holds between his fingers. In the courtyard below, the exercise sword and shield clatter and bang together as Fightmaster Bolo calls out position, steps, guards, and parries to those groups of 2 or 3 keeping their skills sharp, testing their speed and strength of arm. On the other side of the yard, the twang of bowstrings sings out, followed by the near-silent feathered swish of a dozen arrows that sluice through the air, only to be cut short by a series of solid thunks as they slam into dummies made of straw and wood. Oshi, the bowmaster, walks the line behind the archers, offering firm and seasoned words of instruction. The sun rises, the moon set, the world spins. In the last several weeks, having bested your opponents in the Colosseum Games held in various other parts of the continent, all of you have arrived here in the capital and have made your way through the crowded streets to the gates of the Kite and Kestrel at the appointed time, as was instructed by the letter that accompanied your Delver's Medal Award. As you maneuver your way through the city, you note that there is a strange tinge on the atmosphere of the crowds around you, a palpable air of excitement, the vibrant energy of a tournament day. That feeling is normal for those times when a Talon dungeon is to take place, but that day is not here yet and won't be here for several weeks. Or at least, that's how the calendars are marked. Something is different, though, but you can't quite put your finger on it. You feel the stares of the townsfolk, these strangers that live and work here in this gigantic metropolis. You can see the shine of admiration in their eyes, the gleam of adoration in others. The common folk love their heroes. Will you, a new addition to this famous guild, be able to live up to their expectations? You shake that thought from your head and continue on. You have some place to be, after all. Having recently just included into their ranks, you are still unfamiliar with a lot of the Delver culture and tradition, and you are slightly surprised to see that 5 others bearing medals won in the arena are also approaching, or are already standing outside the tall gates of the guild compound. Ben, would you roll a die 6 and pick one of our intrepid players, please?
First roll.
First roll.
Pick yourself.
I did not, unfortunately. Mine is 5, which is magic.
Awesome. Magic. If you would be so kind, describe for us, what is your impression of the exterior of the Kaiden Kestrel with its high walls and front gates, which have to be over 20 feet tall? And what other distinguishing features are noteworthy about this place?
So is this the Kaiden Kessel? To tell me one more time what it is. Is it the what place is that?
It is a Delver Guild. It is one of the places that
Guild, right.
all the adventurers come to.
So it's you're asking about the building itself.
Correct. Yes.
Right. So as you look at it, it is just this massive compound that is built mostly with just these huge wooden beams, and you have just this great fire pit right in the middle that gives it this sort of eerie atmosphere, and that people who are not perhaps training or doing something at that just gather around it, and you also just have this smell of sweat and of blood and just mud and all of these things that just make it a very raw place. You can almost feel the anticipation that people know that something is going to happen. The practice and all of the work that is taking place, and it's something that they know as you come into the place. It's just something that is not going to leave you. Once you see it, you're going to remember it, and it's going to be something that will stay with you for just forever when you see it.
Awesome. And now, if you would you mind telling the others what they see when they look at you? What does your exterior look like? What are your notable features?
Well, my exterior. Well, you're looking at a 3-foot tall gnome that has a fiery red beard and long flowing hair that is tied into a top knot. He has an eye patch over his left eye, which is not uncommon. It's actually more the norm than the exception among the are you guys still there? Because all of a sudden I lost. Good. Okay.
We just lost to Zach.
Okay.
He's back.
Good. So it's more the just the norm than the exception, because of course these are just this bloody contests. What Tonk, the gnome barbarian, may lack in size, he makes up for with his bulging muscles. You have rarely seen somebody so small with having quite the build, which speaks of a long, hard life of labor. You will see that he looks like he may have spent a lot of his time in the mines. And perhaps that explains the weapons that he is holding. He wields in one of his hand a war pick, a gigantic war pick that actually looks way too big for him, but he wields it easily. And in his other hand, it's an actual mining pick. So he uses both of those weapons with ease. The one other identifying feature, actually two of them that will strike, is that around his neck he wears a torque, which is almost a collar that you may, if you're brave enough, ask him what it is about. And then you'll also see that marring the left side of his chest is an Imperial branding that you may recognize the prisoners will get when they're taken. So that's Tonk.
That's awesome. Fantastic. And your 5 other companions, you notice that 2 of them are short of stature as well. They are very obviously half men or dwarves. There are 2 other humans. And then there's a very interesting female figure. Which of those is the one that catches your eye the most?
Well, since it seems like most of those who are fighting that I've seen are males, I am intrigued by this female figure, which looks to me like she might actually be a dark elf, which makes her even more intriguing. So
awesome. So, Sarah, what is it that people notice about your character?
They notice the purplish pinkish tone to her skin. She has this white, kind of off-white pink hair, cut short, shoddily cut. Looks like someone took a knife to it and just, went to town. And she tried to put it up, but most of it is in her face. She has 3 scars across her mouth, as if something raked down across it. And she has a broken nose, eye bags, and these large, kind of like almost floppy ears, and a large chunk is taken out of one of them. At the moment, she's kind of flexing her at seeing this guy walk over. Usually that means trouble, and so she just flexes her wrists and shows the stained, bloody knuckles that she has and the scars across her backs of her hands from, let's say, winning a couple of fights. And she wears dark, simple clothes, browns and grays that look like they would be well camouflaged in a cave.
Awesome. So you've taken note of the short, red-haired gnome, but there are 4 others waiting outside the gates here. Which one of those 4 catches your eye, and which one of them is something you might want to know something a little bit more about?
From the pictures that I saw, I remember one of them had like blindfold on. I want to check out that one.
Okay. Josh, what is it that everybody looks at when they look at you? What do they see?
I would say that definitely a blindfold is among the things you see, but I think the thing that stands out the most is what's actually on his back. And it's a very, very large scythe. And his costume, if you will, is very two-toned. It's just white and black, where the highlights of the lapels of the coats and even like the collar or the cape that goes off of one of his arms is black. Everything else is white. So it's the light and the darkness. And the thing that Sarah mentioned, the blindfold, was a gift from the Night Mother herself. And it's this Vanta black fabric that just disappears behind his cloak of his hood, but it's so dark that it's just ominous. But yes, blind. And then he's also got a very, very actually fine kept goatee and beard, almost like what's his name, Seneca Crane from the Hunger Games, where it's kind of twirly and nice but well kept, kind of that very, very futuristic kind of steampunky vibe going on. But underneath all of that white and black cloth is some heavy metal boots, some gauntlets, and he keeps himself very stoic.
Awesome.
Very proper.
Fantastic.
Sorry, I forgot to mention one thing. There is a bow on my character's back that is made out of vertebrae of a very large animal, or perhaps even humans.
Sweet.
Excellent.
I forgot to do weapons. I apologize.
Awesome. Okay, Josh, of the other three figures that are walking up to the gates, two of them are very definitely dwarves, and there is another human. Which of those three catches your eye? Which is the one you want to know the most about?
Catches my eye, huh? Interesting. I actually would say
Cute.
it's less of the eye, but it's more of the stature of how they walk and their impact. If the dwarf is louder or not.
Gotcha.
That's who I would go to.
Ben, what is it that when people look at you, what do they see?
When people look at Borgunri, they see the Imperial soldiers, the guards and militiamen of the Imperium. That this is your first one that you've likely seen in a city whose armor is well worn and not cleaned and polished. Aside from the size of himself, two-handed greatsword on his back, you can see the weathered wrinkles and steely gaze of a soldier who has been out for a very long time. Most dwarfs would keep their beards well trimmed. His is toggled and braided, but the ends are fraying and pieces are going every direction. It probably hasn't been brushed in months. And most notably of all the damage and dings and dirt and just lack of shine to the armor, there's a sickly black and green mark that's scorched over where his heart was. But it's not from damage or an impact to the outside. The metal of that breastplate is discolored and growing out from inside. And he walks like a soldier may have walked before, but now they are the heavy footfalls of someone who carries more weight than his shoulders are used to bearing.
Excellent. There are two other companions standing here before the gates. Another one, another dwarf like yourself, and another human male. Which of those catches your eye? Which is the one that you want to know more about?
The dwarf, immediately. Not only does he have interest, but there's a brief sorrow and longing as he looks at the other dwarf and then starts to take measure of that person.
Awesome. Zach?
So, Cypress is almost too clean. You don't expect someone with that look to be someone who participated in the Coliseum Games. His beard is neatly trimmed. He is got medium length, light brown, shaggy hair. He is carrying a large wooden club that he almost also uses as like a walking stick. And he has very simple leather garments, shades of dark greens and browns that help him in the woods, very good at camouflaging him in the woods. And he is just kind of in awe, being in a major city like this, and is just kind of almost wide-eyed as he's just kind of trying to take in his surroundings and the new people that he has met.
Awesome. And now we come to our last member who is joining the guild today. Nate, what is it that people see when they look at you?
A muted tone. Offset kind of by a swagger that is, in all likelihood, probably the source of why he has all these cuts and scrapes and scars. A significant portion of the right side of his face is burned with a kind of series of scratches with an eye patch to cover a good portion of it. But wears a lot of muted colors, browns, burnt umber, dark kind of brown, almost rust-colored armored breastplate. Doesn't really carry weapons. He has a small kind of little, like, what looks like a carving knife affixed to his belt, but predominantly just walks up to the guild with this kind of what would look like unearned swagger of someone who looks rather shabby. Just kind of walks up,
So,
takes it in for a moment.
so for a few moments, the six of you take in your surroundings and take in the sight of each other. One of the elements of this world is that those who wield magical spellcasting ability can sense others of that type, depending on how powerful those people are. The more powerful the spellcaster, the more their presence will be felt, and many times this power is sensed or felt in a very sort of painful or negative way. Cypress and Prophet, would you both make a Constitution save for me, please?
Yeah, con save. Let's see. We will roll this one and natural 20. So a 23 in total.
That is, let's see, 18 plus 4 is a lot. What is that? I'm bad at math. Sorry,
Same thing.
22.
22.
22.
Yeah, I can math. I swear.
So the both of you are schooled enough in your own abilities that you know that somebody of great power is approaching. Had you not made those rolls, or had you been somebody who had not the same sort of training that you would have had, it would have felt like 4 large fingers had gripped you in the skull and were just applying the pressure of a squeezing hand. But because you are well versed in your abilities, you have them under control, those fingers just barely scrape the back of your skull, but you know that somebody on the other side of the gates is approaching. And before you can introduce yourselves to either of your companions, the massive gates of the Kite and Kestrel begin to swing open, and you get to see your first glimpse of the interior of the compound. Standing in the center of the archway as the wide doors yawn open, you see a very tall, very gaunt man. This guy is over 7 feet high. He's probably 7.5 feet tall, wears the heavy decorative toga of a court mage, and had the badge of his office pinning the folds of it closed. The excess seafoam gray fabric of his tunic and its lavender brocade is draped over his right arm and pulled in tight against his chest. His left arm cradles a 9-foot pole of alderwood, topped with a polished figurine of a bird of prey molded in pure gold. The haft of this magnificent piece of wood is carved and decorated with symbols and sigils that you swear move on their own independently, though that may just be a trick of the shadow and the light. As startling as his height and his dress and his staff of office might be, it is this man's face that raises the hair on the back of your neck and causes you to take a half step backward. One half of the man's face is hale and hearty, healthy, with warm mahogany-colored skin, hooked nose, and an ice-blue eye that burns with intelligence and insight. The other side of his face is a complete ruin. It sags and droops, not from a burn, not from the splash of acid. No, the flesh has slid out of place as if it had been shaped of wax that was exposed to billowing gales of heat and now remains fixed in a state of perpetual melting. The brow droops into the cheek has run down into his chin, closing off and erasing one half of his mouth, which drips down into the chin and into the neck. The orb of the eye on that side of his face is centered there and has lost all of its color, its sightless bulge, watery and malformed. It stares blankly, unblinking and blind. This is what the withering does to those who dare to wield the power of wizardry for far too long than they should. This unfortunate soul fights against the affliction every day, every moment, even as it continues to worm its way into the fleshy matter of his brain, threatening to break him, end his life, or shatter his mind. While you might measure your time in days, weeks, and years, he counts his life in minutes. You know his name, just as you know the name of some of the other great delvers of the past, heroes who have braved some of the most famous challenge dungeons yet devised. The man with the ruined face has called down firestorms and meteor showers. You've seen these in memory balls. He has snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. He has slain gorgons, flayed the hides of barrow fiends, and beneath his tunic wears the necklace of a hydra's teeth. This is Crowcaller, the Kite and Kestrel's master of the house, and Sirac Halfhand's closest advisor. His single fierce eye is watching all of you intensely, assessing your worth. The aged wizard takes a step forward and addresses the group. Well met, Delvers. If you will but follow me, I will take you to the Guildmaster Serex's chambers so that he can introduce himself personally. He will explain the few rules we have, what is expected of you, and what privileges you have as the newest members of our most prestigious organization. And with a sweep of his hand, he turns on his heel and begins to walk back into the interior of the compound. What do you do?
Vomit. Like, I don't know if you're watching chat, but seriously, that was an unsettling description. Bravo. Wow. I vomit, but Borgunry follows leadership and just immediately starts to walk in.
You said there were 5 others that were kind of outside the gates with us that were also waiting?
Yes.
Are they going with him as well, or is it just us?
We are the 5 others.
Oh, we are the 5 others. I thought you meant there was like another team. Okay.
No.
Got it. Okay, then yeah, kind of just kills. Just walk.
Does everybody continue on into the compound?
I'll follow your guys' lead. Let's go.
The dark elf is the last one in, just looking behind like the doors and things before going in.
Awesome.
And making note of the locking mechanism.
As we leave the confusion and ordered chaos that is the city of Tarnholm on the other side of the guild's high walls and pass through the rigorous training exercises taking place in the courtyard of the Kite and Kestrel, our ears are suddenly filled with the roar of 100,000 leathery wings, along with the unnerving noise that drowns out all the others, the mind-rending sensation of innumerable small flying creatures buffeting up against you as an explosion murmuration of tornadoes around us in space and time, and pearls the swirling cone of a gravity well, dragging us forward with incredible speed, our vision blurring as time compresses, hours shrink into minutes, minutes into heartbeats, and with a final bellowing roar of resonance, we find ourselves jerked to a sudden stop, far underground. Above us, a wide oval opening reveals the ropes that were used to rappel down into this cavernous space we now find ourselves in. As in this strange, mist-shrouded place, the jarring sounds of a fierce battle erupt all around us. And we activate the new scene.
Oh.
So I should be able to... How do I pull everybody over here?
It should just drag us there once it's activated.
Yeah, once you activate it, it's pulling us all in right now.
Okay, so clarification. Was that narrative time speed up, or was that like spell weird magic shit like
that was
time sped up?
That was a narrative time jump, yes.
Okay.
So, and it was great the way that the character introductions played out, because now we're going to start with Roland.
Oh,
Roland. You place your foot on the corpse at your feet, yank back on the handle of your glaive, extracting it from the thing's skull. The blade of the weapon is dripping with gore that gleams black and wet in the torchlight. The sounds of screeching and battle fill the air all around you. You look around at the carnage, eyes wide at the sheer number you find you and your companions are up against. Before we get into the thick of it, though, would you describe what is so different about and terrifying about the goblin-like thing that is lying dead at your feet? What's wrong with it? How does it differ from your expectation of what a normal goblin is?
It seems mutated, like something else has had some sort of adverse magical effect, and he thinks back to the withering, the half face. This thing seems to have like a second vestigial like jaw just beneath the first one, as like some sort of strange magical mutation. And he kind of has this moment of, I didn't know goblins know magic. He moves on to the next one.
Now, the revulsion you feel at the sight of these things triggers something, a familiar sensation of fear and danger. Weeks and months roll back in an instant, and we are far, far away from this underground chamber. The crackling roar of flames and screams of the dying in your village has receded to echoes that might be real, or they might just be in your mind. You can't really tell. All you know is that something is pursuing you through the trees. Are you running?
No. I run for a brief moment and then stop. It's not what he wanted. It's not what he wanted. Okay. And I turn and I point my glaive and see if I see anything.
Figure rushes out of the trees at you. He's wearing a ragged cloak, but the top half of his face is covered by a blue mask shaped like a hawk's face. He's got his sword at it, and he's dancing. He's trying to find a position to come at you, and he moves forward and he strikes. What do you do?
I cast darkness on my glaive, and as this cloud of like smoke and ember erupts, there's like this kind of vague, ominous sound of hammer on an anvil, and I parry with the glaive and then butt him in the face with it.
He stumbles back, and it's very clear to you that he may be a warrior, but he's not very well trained. He's at your mercy at this point.
Do I know him?
No, he's masked. You've never seen this guy before in your life.
As I'm standing in this like shroud of smoke and ember. Take it off if you want to live. How's that sound, eh?
He throws a curse at you in a language that you haven't heard before, and then he continues his attack. He continues dancing towards you and swinging.
I'm gonna attack him from the darkness. I'm gonna move up and just fucking flip the glaive around and cut up.
The blade catches him in the lower part of his belly, rips up and catches on the front of his breastbone right there. And you can hear him scream under the mask, and then his mouth becomes filled with blood. And he collapses dead at your feet.
Yeah.
You had a choice. Sorry, friend. Do I see any of his friends in the forest nearby?
No, the shock of that memory flings you back to the now, the present, where you and your 6 companions are facing off against a horde of these goblin things. Would you roll a die 6 for me and tell me how many of these things threaten each of your companions?
Oh shit!
If you could roll a die 6 for each person, like one.
Okay, I got 5 for the first one.
Okay, so that who was that for?
Oh God! We'll go Discord call left to right. 5 for Ben. He can take it. 5 for Zach too. Shit. 6 for Josh. I'm sorry.
Dude, roll less.
Why did you roll this well for damage?
I'm sorry. 1 for magic. Oh God. 6 for me too. Shit. 5 for Sarah.
Wow. Keep that die for damage. Holy cow!
I'm sorry. Good thing
Wow.
Too bad I'm not a rogue.
Are those averages
sneak
working out
attack.
for you?
All right. So now, start this combat. I just need to roll initiative for the NPCs. Is that right?
Yeah.
We'll all need to roll initiative too, I believe.
Nice.
Oh, you hit the everybody button, which works out because then it just rolls everybody's initiative for us.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
No, you do you.
So who goes first?
You should be able to hit start combat at the bottom there, and it'll start at the top.
All right.
Really?
Which goblin is that?
If you're in the initiative tracker, you can double click on the goblin. It should take you directly to him.
Okay. He is outside, if you can see the environment you're on, you're kind of like on a raised platform with these 4 stone-like columns and this sort of pattern at the bottom that is lit up by these candles. This little goblin is just down here in the water on the other side of that platform, and he's going to take his movement to try to climb up this wall here. So then we go to, and that's...
You may want to hit space really quick too to unpause the game. There you go.
There we go. And how do I finish his movement?
There should be a next button at the bottom. You can just click to the next person on the combat tracker. There'll be like a skip track looking button.
It just says end combat.
To the right of that, there should be another little button.
There we go.
All right, I think I'm up. Shoo, boy, I have two of them nearby me. I'm just gonna focus on this guy right here, the one that's closest to me. I'm going to. I already have. Oh, is this the one that I killed, or is this one still alive?
Everybody that's up is alive.
Okay, got it. So I'm gonna, with my glaive in hand, I'm just gonna kind of swirl it around, and realizing he's a smaller target, I'm gonna pull it back a little bit and thrust at him. Roll to attack with that. Normal. 22. Is that it?
That hit?
22 to hit this guy.
Yes.
Okay, so that is damage. Woo, nice. So 13 points of damage. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to pull the blade back out and just crack him across the skull with my bonus action.
Which one did you guide? The guy right in front
this
of you?
one still. Yeah. And 6 more points of magical smack damage. And
These guys have all of 5 hit points, so...
okay. So the first hit would have killed him then.
Oh, yeah.
I guess bonus action then would have just gone to this guy instead. Just
Right. So how do I
pull it
mark
back
him
out.
dead?
Did you just take his mark
I
away?
don't know.
Yep.
It should mark him dead for you. Usually an automatic built-in thing.
Yep. And you attack the other one?
Yeah, so bonus action would have just like gone to that one, just pull the blade out of him and slide it back to hit the guy behind me.
And you did him for how many?
This guy got 6 points.
All right. So he too dies.
And then I guess I'm just gonna move. You know what? Brian, be smart about this. I'm gonna move here. And that's my turn.
Are they showing up as dead, or am I doing something wrong?
I don't know. I can't see
Do
that.
they have no hit points on your side?
Yes.
Yeah, they should be. You can either, usually what I'll do is just click them and hit delete, and it'll just remove them completely off the map.
Gotcha.
There you go. Then they're off the combat tracker and everything.
Right. And... which guy is that? I think he takes a swing at Tonk.
Honk.
Do this. Oof. Oh, that's a 23. I think that hits.
That does hit.
Tonk.
Oh, I wish I was faster at this. 7.
Okay.
Then we moved to Cyprus.
All right. Cypress being immediately threatened by one of the creatures right next to him is going to take his club and is going to calmly mutter to himself and just say that, you know, by the blessings of Shanae. And he's going to cast Shillelagh on his club. And as he does, these sort of like vines grow around the club to make it appear bigger. And he is going to take a crack at the goblin standing next to him.
Awesome. Their armor class is 14, so 14 to hit.
Okay, then I'm gonna go over here and that's a 22 to hit, so that hits, and then it is 6 points of damage.
That destroys him. He falls to the ground dead.
And I'm gonna use my movement to get closer to Tonk. Actually, I can go one more. Right? Yeah. Okay. That's my actions.
Now it is Tonk's turn.
I just had to load my foundry because it just crapped out.
Did you mean to move closer to Tonk? Because you moved close to...
I did, and I realize now I'm close to you. But I was. Hang on, where's the map one? I mean, really, I only have like 25 feet of movement, so that's as closer as I can get to Tonk without, being immediately in your square.
I had a big old rock pillar in the way. I can't see Tonk.
He's
Oh, yeah.
All right.
yeah.
I got a good sense of where he's at. I'll go find him.
You'll hear him soon enough. All right.
That was some ominous
So-
shit. I love that.
I would like to rage, please.
Do it.
Tonk is going to rage. So you will, for those of you who can see him in your fight, or as you're fighting, you see that Tonk's face, instead of maybe what you would expect, that it would just go this snarling face, it just almost goes blank, and his eyes look cold, and you swear they almost turn icy blue, as he just grabs both of his weapons, and he just strikes, swings his war pick overhead and strikes at the first goblin, the only goblin that is at him or near him. See. Having issues with my. Let's see. I think I might have to roll it manually.
All good.
Yeah, it's weird though. Hang on. Let me just check some real quick. Yeah, not working, so I'll just roll it. That's a. Ooh, that's not good. That's a 4 plus 6. That's a 10 to hit.
That is a miss, unfortunately.
Okay. Since I bonus action, I guess, can I use the frenzied strike as my bonus action?
Sure.
Okay. Then I would like to try to, in my rage, that's a 16 to hit.
That hits. That
All
does
right.
Connect.
And that is a 3 plus 6, that's a 9 damage.
Awesome. That is enough to completely crush the thing's skull in. So
All right.
it dies
Good.
at your feet.
All right, and then with my movement, I will go to the closest to me, who is, let's see, who is that right here?
Roland?
That'd be me. That's right.
Yeah, that's Roland. So Tonk is going to just rush next to Roland and get ready to destroy any goblins that might be around.
Oh,
Awesome.
hello, friend.
As you do so, a very loud and a very angry roaring fills the cavern. As we move on to the next goblin, who is out here on the outside and is going to take his movement to try to run up onto the platform. And then we move on to the next one, which is going to attack our dwarven paladin.
Another one. Bring it on.
Does that hit?
24. Does that hit? Yeah.
That is. You sure?
Yeah.
8 points.
Points of damage. Okay. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that at all.
And the next goblin is outside, and he too is going to try to run.
Yeah, that one's not going to make it by. I'm going to go ahead and look back to him. Cower before me like your gods do. And I'm going to hellish rebuke him.
Ooh.
Awesome. Do it.
The dex save, please.
The goblin behind you?
The one that hit me. Whoever hit me.
The one that you... All right. And he needs to make a dex save?
Yep. That's one slot. Lost 8 points of damage. Oof.
It's a 13.
Meets
He did not...
Beats it.
No? Oh, does he? Okay.
Yep, that's a 13.
So he takes half.
Small little wiry little guys.
So he'll take half damage from 2d10, which was after the half, 6 points of damage.
And then that's enough to destroy him.
Yeah.
So he's dead. Awesome. And now we are on, I believe, to Prophet.
Okie-doke. Profit like it's hot. So are we going off of map only? So I have one currently engaged with me? Not the number that Nate...
There are two, actually. There are two. Next.
Oh yeah, since I have Polar Master 2, I can reach that guy. But I'll hit the first one. Just like listening for heartbeats and clatter and whatever type of breathing. I'll just pull the scythe and it'll be delayed, but as like it starts to move even an inch, it's just a slice down. And I will do an attack with that, which I think is just spear. Can I not do that here? Attack. So
Nice.
14 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. So that'll be 7 piercing damage.
And that kills him.
And then since I do have the feature and reach, I'm going to bonus action recoil with the other end of my scythe and hit it with the butt of it. And that'll do an attack here. A 21 to hit.
So
And 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
that crushes that one's skull. Takes him off the board.
Sweet.
Magic is all glitchy.
Yes.
Yes.
He's missing go.
Oh no.
What?
He's
You're
gonna
all
corrupt our save
pixelated.
files.
You might need to like
Oh no!
turn on and off your camera.
I don't know. It's a pretty sweet way to play, if you ask me.
Not my Pokemon save file. I'm almost 400 out of 400 Pokemon collected.
Any better?
Yeah. Oh well. No, now we don't see you.
Well, now you don't see you.
It's not on quite yet. There we go. That's
There
right.
you are.
There we go.
And that's it for Prophet's turn.
Does the Prophet hear anyone else menacing around him? If not,
Menacing.
No, he does not.
okay, I will move to get closer to my friends.
Awesome. And we move on to the Oathbreaker, Borgunry.
All right. Burgundy's going to take a step up to this closed goblin. And not as cool as the last guy, but just pulling out the two, have the sword out and just swing down on top of him. Very matter of fact in his approach to combat. That is a 12 to hit. Rolled very low.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will hang tight. And just end my turn right there.
We're trying to get to the chat where I can send something to you. Oh, there you are. So the giant angry roar that fills the cavern comes from above, and something drops down into the chamber. And if you could describe to the others what is it you see dropping down into the chamber.
Okay. Do I see it? Is it back? Can you kind of ping where it's at?
I can actually bring it onto the board.
So, dropping into the center of this chamber, then, a massive two-headed beast. Looks like an ogre or a small giant of sorts with two raging heads swinging wildly. Two starred flails, menacing spikes coming off of the ends of them. And he lands with a reverberating thud as the pillars shake.
Shit.
And there he is.
How you go?
How do I add him to combat?
You just need to right-click him and click the cross swords to put him into combat.
There he is. Okay.
And then usually if they're added at the end of initiative, you can just stick them right where they're at and take their action there.
So do you still have any movement left or anything?
I do, and that changes things, so I spit in the face of this goblin and turn to run after this dude. I've got 5, 10, 15, 20 left, and I charge this guy with every bit of movement I have left.
And do you have anything to attack him with, or do you just get within range?
I'm moving as quick as I can over there because he's a much bigger threat.
Awesome. And we move on to Delphine.
Okay, so Delphine is going to look at that thing, curse under her breath, as that removed her plans that she had been laying this entire time for every single goblin to be destroyed.
Awesome.
And she... Oh boy. She's going to kind of jump off the side of the like stalactite behind her and leap over Cypress and run over to the other side of this goblin. No, screw it. She's gonna go behind the stalactite and hide. Bonus action.
Okay.
And then she, should I, roll for stealth? Or
yes.
Okay.
And as you do that, time folds backward, and we retreat a few months back when you were walking through the streets of the city of Stormhaven. trying to accomplish part of the mission that you were given. You are moving through the city of Stormhaven, which is also known as the City of Thieves. So you've been trying to gather a lot of information. And as you're hiding out in one of the alleyways in the city, you see a figure shuffling very strangely in an alleyway. He's hunched over and he's got something in between both of his hands and he's talking to himself and he's mumbling and as you're watching him, something very, very strange happens. He kind of shimmers in place and kind of glitches, and then he is suddenly 10 feet further back down the alleyway and continuing to move forward to where you just saw him. And he gets back up to that place where he just was, and then the same thing happens again. It's just sort of a shimmer and a glitch, and then he's back down the alley and he begins walking forward again.
She's going to take out a small little booklet and write down what she sees. And she...
Could you make an insight roll for me, please? Or
Sure.
perception roll, actually.
Oh, perception. Okay. Ooh, okay. So that's, Delu, 16 plus perception, 3 for 19.
Awesome. So this time, you're a little closer to him now, and you can see that there's something, the object that he's playing with his hands, there's a little bit of a glow to it, and the shape of it is very strange. It's not exactly strange, but it's just like a miniature version of an hourglass.
Okay. How close can Delphine get without being seen?
With this guy, you could probably be right up next to him and he wouldn't notice you at all. This guy is, his mind is completely shattered. He's obviously a spellcaster of some sort, but the withering has taken its toll on him, so he's not really cognizant of his own surroundings.
Okay. She's going to try to put a hand on him to stop him from moving.
Okay.
Just gently.
As you do so, he kind of like throws himself back up against the wall, and as he does so, you can hear his skull crack against the brick of the building, and there's like a soft, wet squelch, and then he falls dead to the ground at your feet.
She's going to put on a pair of gloves and pick up the hourglass.
Okay. And as you do, time snaps forward and you're back behind the pillar. And you have like this miniature hourglass in your hand that is a limited use time hop item. So we should need to add that to your inventory.
Good to know.
Yeah, we'll do that after everything else is going on. So
Delphine puts it back in her pocket and puts her scimitars back and pulls out the longbow. And now that she hid with her, she rolled a 19 and then she has like a +7 or something to hide. So I think
he's gone. Nobody sees her.
So she goes, and then the only thing you can hear is the sound of when your back cracks.
Yeah.
And you stretch. You hear that as she pulls the bow. She knocks an arrow, and then leans over and tries to shoot at the guy. She has advantage since he hasn't taken a turn in combat yet, and
oh god, that's right.
that means I have sneak attack on it.
Wait,
and if I'm since I'm hidden, dearest dungeon master, would that mean that he's surprised that I just pop out of the darkness and shoot him?
Let me roll a which one are you aiming at?
The big guy.
Oh, the big guy. Yeah, I mean he didn't see you at all, so yeah.
Wonderful, thank you so much.
Here, hold all these d6s.
I feel like she just walked you into a trap.
Yeah.
I know exactly what she was asking because I have an
Lawyered.
assassin rogue.
Well, I already rolled the natural 20 on that.
Oh, okay, there you
So 27 to hit
The trap.
with the longbow.
Weirdly doesn't hit. Yeah.
Yeah, you only needed 11, so that's awesome.
That's great. So how do you want to do crit hits?
Oh, yeah.
Double the dice, max dice.
Yeah, double them.
Okay.
Okay.
So 2. Roll better. Okay.
Natural 20. Roll better.
My baby dice weren't
Why
doing
can't you
too
roll
hot.
like this during damage? You said
Exactly.
it's an 8 earlier. Sorry, I had to then.
So that's a total of 19 damage
That before double or after double?
after doubled.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, sorry, I missed one. Plus 4, so 23 total.
Awesome.
Then once she does that, she's going to turn back around and just prepare to then pop out from the other side her next turn, but remain hidden from the beast, or try to.
And that's just is it just one arrow or
Just one arrow because I used my bonus action to hide.
and did you have a particular place you were aiming at, or
Oh, she'd probably aim for its neck.
okay? It zeroes in perfectly and strikes the thing in its neck and snaps its head back, and he roars in pain. Ah! And anything else for your turn, or is that it?
I believe that is all. I can't take 2 attacks if I hide.
Awesome. We'll move on to the next goblin, which is outside of this thing, and he is scrambling to try to get up. And that is his turn, and then we move on to the big fucker.
No!
He is going to wrench Delphine's arrow out of his neck, causing a great gout of blood to shoot and spurt forward, and then he's just going to swing wildly at whatever's in front of him. So let's see. Make a roll here. That's at profit, unfortunately. So. $23.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
All right.
Unless that was damage, then oh god. Oh, that's not good.
The big club comes crashing down on top of you for 13 points of damage.
Ouchie.
Roar. And now we are back at the top of combat, yes? Another goblin takes his turn to move up forward to get behind Orgunry. Swing. Jesus. These guys are nasty. 6.
6 points of damage. Okay. I will not be rebuking that one. There are bigger fish to fry now than this little guy.
Roland, sir.
That's me. Just seeing this enormous thing drop down, just oh shit. Oh boy. All right. I'm gonna scoot over this way. I'm gonna take my glaive and I'm going to actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna take my glaive and I'm going to try and attack at like right at well, I think it's the femoral artery, like the inside of his leg, just like cut in towards that. Natural one. Cool. Never mind.
You were describing
just
it.
hit loincloth.
Awesome.
Looking at the one as you described it so beautifully.
17 for the bonus action, and swing and miss. Oh shit, there's nothing there. Smack him in the face with the butt end of it.
Did you roll a 17? Because you only needed 11 to hit him.
Yeah, that was a 17 for the bonus action, then 8 points of bludgeoning damage as I just whack him in the gut.
All right.
And that's my turn.
Awesome. Move on to this goblin. Which goblin? Oh, he's gonna climb up. That's his turn. This goblin. Which was that? Oh, that one. This goblin is going to attack Cypress.
Hey man, he's got to live his truth.
Oh my god.
19.
Ow.
Kind of rude, but all right.
5 points.
It's all right, man. Shanae will provide.
Shanae.
Shanae don't provide shit. Shut up.
And Cypress, it is your turn.
Oh no.
Hey man, believe what you want to believe, but check this out. And he's gonna channel this energy and shoot a guiding bolt toward the big guy.
The big guy.
So let's see, guiding bolt. How do I? How do I cast it? Well, I don't do spells in Foundry. I'm a barbarian, damn it.
I just instinctively tried to double click on your character to help you.
All right, you know what? I'm just gonna go to Beyond for it because I don't know what's going on. So, guiding bolt. That is a 17 to hit,
That definitely hits.
and he will be taking. That's not bad. 15 points of damage as the radiant energy of the guiding bolt slams into his midsection.
That is fantastic. And this guy is hurting now. And he bellows in pain. And anything else for Cypress?
Nope, that will be it.
All right. Then we move on to our favorite barbarian, Tom.
All right. Well, Tonk was getting ready to engage with the goblins as this big mother just dropped down, and you see this maniacal smile just spread across his face as he grabs both of his this war axe and his pick, and he just rushes him and slides between his legs. And as he does so, he just smacks with both of his weapons. Since I still do the frenzy attack, he can do both attacks. And I think with rage, I have advantage on attacks. Is that correct?
If you reckless attack, yeah.
So that's going to be 6, hang on, and 12 plus 6, so 18 to hit with the war axe.
That hits. Definitely hits.
Or a... All right, for a 7 plus 6, so 13 points of damage.
Okay.
And then with his other, that's 10. Crit. Okay, so that's critical hit. That's unfortunately only a D4, so we do double, right?
Yes.
So
Double the die, not the plus.
okay, yeah. So unfortunately, that's just a 1. So 2 plus 6, that's for 8 of damage.
Okay. With all that damage you do to him, you basically almost sever one of his legs, and just are drenched in ogre blood as this thing roars its last and tumbles backward off the slope.
Is there a way that he can, as Tonk is doing that he can try to pull him off balance and with the damage kind of try to make him topple over?
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Yeah, he's toppling over. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So he falls back on all these spikes.
Exactly.
Nice.
Breaks them with his back and just dies over here. Blow. And that put Tonk over in this area, right?
Yeah.
Between his legs. Awesome.
Sea Cypress, real. That's what we believe in.
I mean,
That's good.
everyone's
That's very
free
good.
to believe in whatever they want to believe in, brother.
I believe you just cut off his fucking leg for real.
We have another little screaming goblin who saw the death of the ogre and just like turns tail and beats it. Oh. He disappears off the board. Move on to this fella here. Which one is it? Gosh dang it. He's gonna make an attack on Roland.
I am going to opportunity attack him as he enters my range.
Do so.
Hold on, masters.
All polearm masters need to calm down.
Damn it! 11. Oh.
That misses actually. So
Yeah. Just swing. Oh shit! Oh god!
he kind of gives you like a screaming laugh and then slashes at you with his scimitar.
Don't
21.
hit me! I'm squishy. Yeah.
8. And now we are on to Prophet.
Yeah, so I am hurt. I will. I'm gonna heal myself. We're actually moving on, so I just clench below my robes and everything, and I just clench and look down towards the ground and just utter something so indistinguishable. And then just like smoke starts rising up and creating almost darkness as I cure wounds at what is this, 1d8? I'll do first level healing, 5 points. Whoops, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Why is that not working?
It rolled 1d8 plus 3.
Can I
5.
get here though? Like, no, my thing's not like actually letting me do addition there.
Oh.
I don't know why it's not working.
I do ye old math.
Yep. Okay, that brings me up, and then your DM ruling on a bonus action spell. If I cast a level 1 spell.
I say go for it.
Okay.
I say
Actually,
do
no,
it.
I'm not going to do it because the big guy's already dead. And I don't need spiritual weapon. But I will pivot over here and flank this one for the next turn. And that'll be it.
Awesome. Or Gunry, it is you, sir.
Okay, we saw one run away. Is this guy or this guy turning tail to run?
This guy, the far guy, is. He's,
Charge him.
Okay. He's got his back. He's got his back to you then.
Charge him.
Go for it.
Attack him.
Get his ass.
A 15 to hit.
Oh, that's a definite.
Can you tell me if 11 points of damage kills him?
It kills him twice over. So you
Reach out and grab him by the back of the hair. Not so fast. To the ground, and then with the sword.
nice. Do you slice him in half or
I
cut
just
anything off?
drive
or-
it down through his chest and twist it, and it's a great sword. So we're talking, about 6 inches wide with the blade.
Ugh.
And it's- while I'm
Yeah.
staring at the one north of me, there's
That one's-
nothing after this, and I'm showing you soon.
That one's eyes go really big. I mean, they were big eyes to begin with, but now they're twice that size. So.
Okay, excellent. That's my turn.
Anything else, sir?
Nope, that's it.
Delphine.
Alrighty. So, seeing that the big guy's down, Delphine's kind of gonna huff and going to put back the bow, is going to sneak over to this one. Does that one see her as she's hidden on the one side of the thing, of the stalactite? I pinged it. This one.
No, he does not.
Okay. Then she is going to draw one of her scimitars and just, casually stick against the walls and go behind him. And attack. You would not fucking believe what I just rolled. It's another nat 20.
Wow.
I am in love with this die I got for my birthday now.
Nice.
Super cool. Love her. Yeah.
That
Okay.
guy's getting a promotion.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So okay, I did not need to roll this much, but there we go. 9 plus 8 is 17 times 2 plus 5.
Oh my god. Algebra, hang on.
I think he's dead.
I mean,
So
he only had 5 hit points.
Nah, he's good.
Yeah.
Flesh wound.
so
Scratch him on the cheek.
right?
You just baseball swung his head off his body.
Right, exactly.
Delphine just gets close, holds her sword up to his neck, and goes, "This world has nothing for you but ash and dust."
Oh.
If he understood
sun
any of
never
those
rises.
words,
Drops him,
Excellent.
and is there... Let's see, there's a little bit... I don't have enough movement to get to this guy. Let's see. There's not many people left. So Delphine is just going to shake off one of her the scimitar that's like dripping with the goblin ichor, and she is going to bonus action dash, but just slowly walk behind this guy.
Okay.
Just now that she's out in the sunlight.
It's a slow dash.
Oh, you're approaching
Yeah.
me.
Exactly.
So the goblin with the big eyes that Borgunry threatened, he looks about at the carnage all about him and just kind of slowly takes a step back as if he's about to retreat. And then he flees. Which brings us to Roland.
That's me. All right. With a flourish, I'm gonna try and attack this guy. Are we using flanking for this?
Yes.
Okay.
He is flanked because Prophet moved up, right?
And,
No.
No, Delphine moved up.
everybody.
Yes.
Guys,
Let's go.
we're facing minions here.
I know. 22 points of damage.
All these natural 20s are wasted.
Yeah. That
Like, slice his head off.
yes. you
And
do.
pirouette around that way, and I'm gonna try and like holding just beneath the blade of my glaive. I'm just gonna like baseball swing at that guy with the end of it.
Righty.
Well, 23 to hit for him too. Damage. 7 points of damage. I'll look over at Borgunry. Looks like Khelmorn still favors my blades. Something's real.
Khelmorn's a lie, and you can still test that at your earliest convenience. You see the chest piece where the black and green glows is like kind of sucking back in as this like necrotic radiant mix is pooling back inside his chest.
Do you actually say that to him?
Absolutely.
Roland, do you actually say that to Burgunry?
Oh yeah.
Okay, awesome. As you finish your retort, Ben, something in your mind clicks and time rolls back. And we're at that moment when Tez dies in your arms and the ruins of the village are burning all around you. And the battle is just raging, and all of these rebels, these people that have been attacking this village with their blue hawk masks are racing about, and you set your companion's dead body down on the ground gently. And what do you do at that point?
At that point, I consider the holy icon that I keep over my heart, and I pull it out from within and take a hard look at it as I crush the idol of Khelmorn in my hand and throw it to the ground. And do you want more? Because I will keep going as long as you want me to.
Sure, keep going.
As the rage starts to fill and the tears kind of crest in my eyes for a moment, they never fully come to fruition as I wipe them away and stand up and feel the anger grow from within me, and what used to once be a spot of radiance and honor and pride grows black and green and sickly as I draw all of the power from within myself and reach the necrotic energy out around me and raise the bodies of my friends before I start to march into the forest.
And you and these few undead companions of yours march into the dark shadows, or the blazing buildings and the screams of the dying. And as you disappear into the trees, that's where we're going to take our break.
Ooh.
So
Hey, we're Khelmorn buddies.
No, we're not. We are not Khelmorn buddies.
No, you're not.
We are not
We're Nick's
Khelmorn
buddies.
So we will be gone for about 10 minutes while we allow people to get drinks and stuff, but then we'll come back and return to Khelmorn's Gambit. Welcome back, everybody, to the second half of the Khelmorn's Gambit one-shot. We took a brief little break to get ourselves some refreshment and sort of shake ourselves off because we just finished a battle and a very traumatic memory for our paladin as he raised the bodies of his dead companions and marched into the woods after the blue masks, the hawk masks of these rebels that were ravaging a village. And we come back from that memory to Prophet, who is standing here in the middle of some dead gangrel goblins, and just sort of allowing the adrenaline of the moment to settle his mind. He's a little disturbed by the fact that he took that club to the face and had to use some of his abilities to try to heal himself. But he's also reminded of some of the items that you guys were able to get back at the guild. And we roll back time to that moment when you first meet the guild master, Cyriak's half-hand.
Wonder how he got that name.
Is he missing part of his hand?
I took it.
I have this hyperlinked and I have to click the link to bring it up. Okay. All right. So after you followed Crowcaller in through the gates of the compound, he led you into a larger structure, which is the main building of the guild, and then into the interior of the guild master's quarters. It's much larger here than what you were expecting. There's the ceiling above your heads is cathedral size. It's cathedral style. It kind of bows out at the top, and a series of crisscrossing rafters, which with large 8-spoked chandeliers hang the flickering blue flames of their mage light sconces, bathing the entire space in warm light, driving all the shadows into the corner. Your feet, the floor beneath your feet is constructed of wide planks of polished wood, decorated by ashiri carpets, attractive pattern woven to them, stylized in the image of the two majestic birds from which the guild takes its name, the kite and the kestrel. Across from you, the back half of the room is taken up by a 2-step elevated platform, dominated by a large desk, and behind that desk, a large throne-like chairs, high, stiff-backed, top rail and ears carved with intricate detail, again, in the form of the shape of a kite and a kestrel. Both the desk and the chair are worth more than any of you have ever held in your purses at any time, collectively. The man sitting in that expensive chair behind that expensive desk has a shaved head, a trimmed beard, faded facial tattooing, and is wearing a dark expression. He stands slowly, placing both of his hands on the desk. You can clearly see that one of those hands is missing 2 fingers. As he gets to his feet, he never takes his eyes off you, and as he steps around to the front of the desk, you can see that his 6-foot frame is decked out in his signature Thalassian studded leather, and he wears the coastal people's traditional cape as the elders, crafted of bluish-green cockatrice feathers trimmed in fur. The famed hand-and-a-half sword Heartseeker hangs at his side. You can see that, despite his years, he's still tall, still hardy, wide shoulders and arms toned from years of carrying a shield and swinging a sword. This is Cassiel Cyriak, the half-hand, guild master of the Kite and Kestrel. Cyriak clasps the hands behind his back, the motion rustling the feathers of his cape and the scintillating colors of them reflecting the light, and then his growling tone fills the large space of words with greeting. This is the same speech I give to everyone, and I'm only gonna give it once. So pay attention. You have a choice, and this is the only time I'm gonna offer it. In the beginning, when the Imperium was just one flag among 1,000 others, there were the wilds, the fringes, untamed, undiscovered. The rangers of that unexplored far country belonged to those whose ranks, for whatever your reasons, you've sought to join. It belonged to us, the Delvers. It was us that burrowed and dug, us who slashed, it was us who hacked. It was us that fought tooth and nail in all manner of dank and random halls, in winding tunnels or flame-blackened worm caves. It was us, people like yourselves, that tamed the wilds. We risked life and limb to map and plunder the tombs of the long-forgotten dead. We hauled home sacks of gleaming treasure. We held glittering, priceless glory in our hands. Until one day, there were no more wilds, no more fringes. All the dark dungeons had been cleaned out, all the monsters that haunted them slain. And the 1,000 flags of the 1,000 other countries whose borders once defined the maps of the known world, they flooded no more. The kings and the princes of those lands had all been strung up, hanged, crucified, for having failed to stand strong and defiant against the crushing might of the Imperium armies. Now there's just one flag. Now there's just one country. Ave Imperium. You know this to be true. This is the world you've grown up in, the world your ma and da grew up in. All has been well for generations. And why is that, you may ask? Why is the Imperium's peace and its grip so tight, so unchallenged? Well, because of us, of course. We Delvers maintain the peace. We who would otherwise organize and challenge the status quo, we keep it. We keep it, and for that, we are celebrated. We entertain. We mollify the screaming mob, and if we are lucky, we die on our beds, and a monument is placed around outside that eyesore of a stadium that holds 100,000 poor souls every 2 weeks, howling for blood and combat twice a month. The wilds and fringes, they are alive and well, my friends, only these days they are curated, manufactured, and their death-dealing field halls stocked with all manner of nightmare from them bastard mages that sit on the High Council. Do not make the mistake of thinking that they do this in celebration of the Imperium. Do not make the mistake of thinking they do this as a kindness. They do it for profit. And they do it to kill as many of us as they can. This is a blood sport you've signed up for, my lovelies. And all the Delver blood spilled in the challenge dungeons could fill a pit as wide and as deep as any ocean. And so, now that you've heard me grumble and grouse, here's the bit where you get to make that choice I mentioned at the top of my little speech. Are you a true Delver? Is this the guild for you? Or are you one of these greedy pricks that came for naught but riches and glory? Are you one of those selfish burks that came for fortune and fame? Did you come here for the roar of the mob? And did you come here to die at the whim of those corrupt, fickle, self-styled demigods who sit on high? If so, there's the door. Or will you fight beside one another? Give all you have to survive. Live as long as you can to spit in the eye of both the Imperium and the High Council. Well, you six. What's...
Did you bring us here to listen to your babble? Or did you bring us here to spill blood?
Question for you, David.
Yes.
Is there like a recognized salute in the Imperium?
There is. Among the soldiery, yes, there is.
Would I know it?
Yeah, you would. You would.
Just look at, oh god, what's Magic's character's name again?
Tonk.
Tonk. Just look down at Tonk with this look of, look back at him and then give him the salute. I think you found
Ben,
your Delvers.
Ben, when you see this this gentleman give the Imperium salute, what goes through your mind?
Is there an insignia that the Imperium soldiers carry that I assume I would have carried also?
Yeah, there's definitely an insignia.
So Khelmorn's idol destroyed weeks ago at this point, I assume, maybe months even.
Yes.
But I've held on to the insignia for this moment. And at seeing the salute, I would draw my weapon, throw the insignia on the floor, and smash it. And then just nod at him. And then spit at the boots of Roland for making the salute.
Charming. Don't know if that's a yes or a no.
I think it means you've offended our new friend.
Not sure we're friends.
Well, not if you keep
That's all
doing
right.
that, we won't be.
To answer your question, Honk, you'll get your share of blood, don't you worry about that. Now, normally you'd have an indoctrination period where we would show you about, get you settled into your rooms, get you into the routine of the place, but the High Council has seen fit to change up the rules. The next challenge dungeon wasn't supposed to take place for a number of weeks. They changed it. So it's happening tomorrow, but it's not just one dungeon. They're gonna be running 3, which means that each guild is gonna have to put forth 3 teams, 1 for each dungeon. And since we're a little short-handed, guess what you little people get to do?
We're backup.
Who are you calling little?
At the mention of little, as Cypress next to me, I kind of hit him in the chest and go, little. Told us little.
I know what he did. Well, us little people, we're gonna make damn sure that nothing goes wrong.
What I like to hear. So basically, Cyrex lays out the grounds. He tells you where everything is, and he says you're able to outfit yourself over at the armory. And if I can find that page, basically you can choose something from a couple of things from the armor and weapons, either of like, I don't know if there's an equivalent of masterwork in 5e or not, or nothing greater than a +2 weapon, though. You can choose up to, but again,
Masterwork would be close to like a +1. +2 is usually reserved for like levels 10 to 13 or 14.
Okay, so we'll just keep it down to +1 in masterwork then. So there's no like named weapons. There's no like, sword of the Banshee or anything like that. So other than the one that Cyrex is wearing. And after your little introduction and stuff, he gives you free to wander the grounds, but you only have 24 hours. The challenge dungeon will start within 24 hours.
I think I would just go and pick out a nicer glaive and convert it. Make that my packed weapon.
Okay.
If I understand correctly, as a barbarian, I can wear a shield, and it's going to not impede my armor class, but it's actually, so it'll add, it'll increase my armor class, right? Because it's not going to count as like a heavy armor or something like that.
Yep.
So can I get a shield and carry it on my back and still be able to wield the 2 war picks, or 1 war pick and 1 regular pick, David?
I don't have a problem with that unless it goes completely against the rules in the books. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah, I don't think it does, but please correct me, Ben or anybody else. I'm wrong.
What was the question? Sorry, I'm looking for fancy armor.
You're right. Yes.
Okay.
You can use a shield and still benefit from unarmored defense from barbarians.
Right.
Oh yeah, shield. Yeah.
Okay.
You just can't wear armor.
Yeah. You do have to
that's what I thought.
actually be wielding the shield in order to benefit from that. It can't be just like on your back.
So you would need to only wield 1 weapon and
Correct.
a shield. So shield
Yeah.
weapon.
Yeah.
Fun fact, unless it was a shield with bonuses to it, because that is considered magical bonuses and it applies whether you're wearing it or not. Isn't that weird?
Yep.
Learned that last week.
No,
Cool.
cool. Well, David, is there one maybe that I can find a +1 or something? Shield that'll
I am not
don't
that
actually
familiar with
do.
all the equipment in the books.
So I mean, you could
There
make
should be a +1 shield.
If you make a DM's ruling on it, essentially, if you make a magic +1 shield that he can wear while as a barbarian, you're going to give him +3 to his AC.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that.
Cool, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to strap that shield to my back and rock it as a +3.
We're gonna take this DM to town.
Well, I mean, we had Sarah's cheeky surprise BS earlier, but luckily she rolled a 20, so I didn't have to call her to the floor on it later. Like, listen here.
Hey, DM ruling.
I know. I didn't say anything. Not during the moment.
You have no power here.
I definitely have no power here.
David, can I add it myself, or do you have to?
Yeah, you can go ahead and add it yourself. I'm
Go into the
new.
compendium packs. Go to items SRD. You can find most things there.
I +3 my AC for the same reason. Just go and find a really nice shield that I can get put on my back and have it help my armor class.
Obviously, some of these things that you're doing now might have affected that combat that we went through, but
Yeah.
we'll just take that as
We all lived.
I didn't have my armor equipped, so that would have helped me. Not really. But
Oh, you didn't?
no.
Please.
But I got hit with like a 23, so.
That's fair.
That was the same thing for me. I'm like, oh man, this AC would have helped, except for that goblin got me with like a 24. High rolling goblins.
So, DM,
Yes.
would there be any weapon or bow that would allow me to fire twice when using a short bow? Like as an action, bonus action to fire again, like a quick thing, because there's not like, I was looking throughout and it never says no to doing that. Like there isn't any like special thing that you have to do to allow you to do that, but at the same time it says you can't. It doesn't say you can't attack twice, but it doesn't say you can attack twice. So I was wondering if there was something fancy I could get here that would say yes, I can.
Anybody more familiar with the rules than I know anything?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it would just be whether or not you have 2 attacks per
You have to
action.
have 2 attacks per
Two
action.
attacks? Okay.
That's why
Unless
rogues,
there's like a magic thing
well,
that like
rogues
fires
don't
2
get that.
arrows or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
rogues don't get that for all their fancy sneaky crap. That's why you
Okay,
get
cool.
one big hit.
Cool beans. I was just wondering
So-
if I was like missing something.
No.
But okay.
There's no multi-attack weapons built into the game like that. It's from your character, not from the equipment.
Closest thing you could look for would be maybe like 2 light weapons so that you could attack with one
I
in
do
each
have 2
hand.
light weapons for
There you go.
that.
Or
so I can
a-
do that for action, bonus action.
And then you could do like throwing daggers, or the other option would be like repeating crossbow, which would take an action to load, which you could then do multiple bolts in a turn.
Yeah. But
And unless you're a dual wielder, you only take the raw damage of your offhand attack. It's not plus
yeah.
proficiency and plus every
Yes.
bonus you have. It's just the damage from your offhand.
I did look up that one. Thank you.
Hey, Josh, so I've went into the compendium packs, found the +1 shield,
Yep.
but I can't equip it. It says that the items are locked.
Oh.
Weird. Maybe you can't have 2 shields equipped unless you don't have
I
a
don't.
shield.
I don't have a shield. I don't have a shield.
Oh,
Unless I'm
it's-
just.
David has the compendiums locked.
Interesting.
It is
Easiest,
locked.
easiest thing
That'd be
you
it.
can do to deal with this, just for today's.
I can equip mine and the +1 shield.
I just.
You just drag
I'm
it.
on.
Drag it to your inventory.
That's maybe what I'm missing.
What do I need
Yeah,
to
you
do,
just
Ben?
you just drag
No,
it in.
no, I think that was it. No, that was it. I just didn't drag it. I just clicked on it and then tried to equip it,
Yeah.
but I had to drag it first. Thanks. That was it.
Welcome.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Are there any magical scimitars available? Like +1s?
Yep. Scimitar.
Cool beans.
It's a
Where
thing.
can we find this? Is
Go
there like a
top
list
right.
that we can look at?
Yeah, go to the top right. Go to compendium packs.
Okay.
Scroll down to items SRD in parentheses,
Okay.
and you can find the items there. And just type in what you want.
Okay.
While you guys are collecting your equipment and stuff, the quartermaster does give each of you a small sack of 5 challenge coins. The challenge coins are used in the challenge dungeons to mark treasure. Generally, an encounter like the one you just finished, which when we get back to it, there will be. I couldn't figure out how to actually place them in the. In Foundry.
Map.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a huge menu.
Yeah, but what happens is you don't actually like grab the loot and put it into sacks and carry it around your back. With the challenge coins, you'll place them on top of the treasure, and they will count that treasure, which then gets added to the guild's coffers. And that scores points, and that adds to your overall score at the end of how they score these things. So it's very important that you guys keep hold of these challenge coins and try to mark as much treasure or items. And that's how these items that you're picking up in the armory get added to the guild. And once you get back from the adventure, then of course you'd have to come back to the armory, place the weapons and stuff back in storage, and then that part. So
Interesting. Cool.
yeah, the sort of like I found it, I keep it kind of thing doesn't really work in the challenge dungeon. So
Interesting. Is it like a once you're done using this weapon, you give it back to the guild kind of situation?
yeah, I mean, it's rare that when a delver retires, they might take one of those things with them as sort of like this is a keepsake, something, and which is why out in the real world there aren't like people running around with like +5 holy avengers and chopping people in half and stuff.
That's really interesting. I like that. Cool.
I just
What's
went
that?
simple with it, man. I got myself a +1 studded leather armor. I'm good.
I love the fact that we have the dude in the party, and that's awesome.
It's like, Shanae will provide, brother.
Talk about Shanae one more time.
That's just
I
like
swear to
your
me.
opinion, man.
I swear to me.
This aggression will not stand.
Eat on my fucking robe.
So after you get done with everything in the armory, what are you guys up to? You have pretty much the next 12 to 14 hours to yourself.
So David, just to make sure, so we can all just get 1 + 1 item, or what's the ruling on this? I mean, what did you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to overload everybody with like,
Right. I just want to make sure.
Cool.
Okay, great.
I think I would just be walking around. You said there's going to be 3 teams for each dungeon, so there's minimum 2 other teams in our guild. I just want to walk around and see what, if they're around and what their deal is.
They're not here.
Oh.
The people that are actually in the guild and out training in the yard, they're kind of like at your stature. They're they've only been in the guild for like less than a year, and so they're training and stuff. And they may give you the stink eye because you guys were chosen and not them. So.
Interesting. Okay.
But as far as like the other 2 teams that Cyrax was talking about, those guys are not here. They're already on their way to where the other 2 dungeons are.
Got it. Okay.
The one thing that is that everybody is well aware of is that there's bad blood between guilds. There are 15 other guilds in the city of Tarnholm. And some of them, again, it's like football teams, right? You have rivalries, you have competition, and it's like the Red Sox versus the Yankees. They're always calling each other, names and stuff like that. So if you happen to meet them out on the city streets,
Are some of those guilds like major guilds? Like, are there 2 or 3 that are really big, and the one that we're in, is it And if so, is it considered one of the bigger
Yeah,
ones?
in the ranking of the guilds, the Kite and Kestrel is about 4 or 5. So there's like 3 or 4 guilds above you guys, and then there's like 15 or 20 below you guys. So it's a pretty. You guys pulled a pretty decent card whenever you competed your Coliseum challenges, and this is the guild that selected you guys. So.
And most, if not all, the guilds will have 3 teams then for
yeah, I mean it's kind of put a strain on all of the guilds that the High Council did this, because normally it's just like we need 1 team to compete in this challenge dungeon for this month. Now they have to and again, as Cyrex told you, the High Council is very into killing as many Delvers as possible. So it's quite possible that a good number of the Delvers don't come back. And the way the guilds are set up, they're very much like modern football teams. There may be 90 members to a guild, and they may go through those. They may roll through those all the time. But again, the common people love these guys, and they're always like cheering you on and calling your name out in the crowd and stuff like that. So.
Cool. Spends his spare time looking for these Falcon masked fucks, as he probably calls them.
Yeah, you're not going to find any of those guys in the city. They're mainly out in the fringes and the outside of the
at this point,
city walls.
He's waiting to fight, so he's drinking and looking for a fight.
Gotcha.
Oh god. Where's Delphine throughout this?
That's actually a really good question. Delphine was originally going to walk along with Roland.
Okay.
And instead of looking at the other people in the guild, she is going to make note of every single exit from this, bunker. Make note of any, stronghold points, anything else like that. And then when Roland is looking away, she is going to sneak off and use the pass note to contact the Ustad.
What you notice about the layout of the guild, this is a really well put together fortress. I mean, you're actually kind of impressed with how well it's defended, how well it could be defended should there be an attack. It's not just all for show for the town to look at and sort of go ooh and ah. I mean, this thing is actually put together like it's built to withstand a major assault.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything specific you want to communicate?
Yes. I wanted to tell him about this new position that I'm in, that the council wants a lot of these Delvers dead, and if I'm a part of these Delvers, then I may not be... If I don't get back to him within, a week, assume the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to be surrounded by a lot of people, so she may also not be able to be in contact with him as often.
And you send that off?
Yes.
Okay. A few minutes pass, and then his answer appears on the paper. Understood. Watch your back. Continue on with the mission. Communicate when you can.
Scroll it. Put it away. And then appear next to Roland again as if I never vanished. Just like I fell behind a couple of steps.
Prophet, are you doing anything special?
No, Prophet's path has already been determined. And it's not in his power to sway from the path, but he'll awkwardly, at best, make his way around the perimeter of the room, always listening. And it's like anyone that says something, he's always listening for true intent. And it's just like he's eavesdropping on every conversation, so he'll just hover And then once they notice, he just slowly walks away.
Yeah, because it's the Delver culture is very sort of athlete oriented. There's a lot of conversation that ends up like bragging about this, and I did that, and I did this, and there's a lot of chest thumping and sort of going on back and forth, but nothing that stands out to you as anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. I'll just continue to meander and just listen, gather information.
So time moves on and night falls, and it's not like you guys are in the military where you have to be in your bunks at a certain amount of time. So I mean, your time is your own, but you know that in the morning you're probably going to be sent off to where the challenge dungeon is. So it's up to you to determine how much time you want to rest.
Habitually in bed at about 10 o'clock.
He's going to make sure he gets lots of rest too, and he didn't really do anything the previous night. He did suffer that one level of exhaustion from the rage and frenzy attack, so he wants to make sure he's in top form the next day.
That's tomorrow. You raged tomorrow.
We're back in time.
Yeah, we're back in time right now.
Yeah, so you don't have the
This is a Tarantino movie, baby. Timeline is all chopped up.
Right.
You're doing this to magic at 3 a.m.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I think I would like spider climb up to the top of the whatever like the highest safe point is on the castle. Just kind of sit there and take in the city and just have a quiet moment for myself.
As you climb up there, you notice Cypress is up there as well, and his eyes are trained to the sky as he's taking in the view of the stars from a different position than he's used to back where he's from.
How did you?
Across the roof.
How the fuck did you get up here?
Across the roof, Delphine is looking at the moon.
And across the other roof, the hollowed prophet is looking at you all as he stays up during the night, as this is his hour.
I'm in bed. I'm sleeping like a good boy. We got stuff to do tomorrow.
Awesome.
I thought I was going to have a quiet moment up here.
Well, that's what I thought till you showed up.
All right, well, I won't ruin it for you. A safe one.
I mean, they're beautiful, ain't they?
What? The buildings? The people? What?
Stars. You
Sure,
ever just
why
stop
not?
and look?
No, generally.
You think about all the mysterious energy that comes from that brightly lit
I just walk
astral
away.
sea.
Just like let him keep rambling.
Cypress, would you make an intelligence saving throw for me?
Sure. Okay. Where is my intelligence? It's only a 14 saving throw.
Only.
Saving throw? Normal. That's an 18.
So as you are gazing up at the stars, they begin to do the dance that they've been doing every night since you've been gazing at them. They swirl together in luminous, glowing purples and lavenders, and they create shapes amongst the stars. You see the constellation, and eventually they all come together to form the shape of the owl. And the owl comes down out of the sky and rests itself on one of the tops of the towers of the guild and turns its face towards you. Are you walking the path, my son?
To the best of my ability.
And what have you learned?
Well, my new companions are something else, but I think we'll be successful, and with their aid and guidance, I'll be able to learn more.
Well, you know the rhythms of the land. You know the rhythms of the animals. You know the path of the nature. But it is time for you to learn a more aggressive part of nature. To understand what it is to be in conflict with everything in the universe.
Well, you know me. Conflict ain't really in my nature, but for what's to come, I know it's necessary.
Take heed and mind well, and listen for the beat of the heart. And then the owl flies back up into the stars, and disperses.
Man, that never stops being cool.
And with that, he's going to safely climb back down and retire to his quarters for the night.
Donk, you can't quite get to sleep in your bed. The one thing that keeps rolling around inside your skull are Burke's words. You're going to steal it for me. You're inside the guild now. You know in the morning you're going to leave for the challenge dungeon, so how many opportunities are going to have?
Does Tonk know what it is that Berg wants him to steal? Or is it something he's going to find out later?
Oh no, he knows. He knows exactly what it is. It was hanging on Half-Hand's side when you talked to him earlier in the day.
Okay.
She wants you to steal his sword, Heartseeker.
All right. Tonk is going to say, fuck it. He gonna get out of bed and get out of the room and try to get the lay of the land. Does he know where he might be?
First place you think to look is maybe in the guildmaster's quarters.
All right. Yeah, he's going to are there a lot of people still around, or is it, since it's kind of
No, this
nighttime?
is much later in the night. This is like 2 o'clock in the morning, so.
All right. Well, he's going to try to stealth his way into the guildmaster's quarters.
Could you make a couple of stealth rolls for me, please?
Absolutely. That in game. All right. That is only a 12.
You're being as quiet as you can, but you know you could probably be quieter.
All right. Here's another one. All right. Come on. That's an 8. Hang on. Do we have... don't we have something? Hang on. You told us there's some game rules, right?
It's the take 10 thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do, yeah. So Tonk is going to take 10.
So
he has a lot of time to prepare for it.
Right, and because you're taking 10, it takes you about an hour to sort of like move from where you were sleeping to where the door to the guildmaster's quarters are. But you've made it there, and there hasn't been anybody like following you, or has nobody snuck up on you or anything like that.
All right. Tonk's gonna check the door. Is the door locked?
No, it is not.
Okay. Well, he's gonna first listen. Are there any sounds coming from inside?
You don't hear anything, no.
All right. Well, you're going to crack the door open and wait, and then listen if he hears anything.
Nothing.
All right. He's gonna peek inside, and if nobody's in, he's going to go inside and close the door behind him.
You make it inside. Close the door.
All right. What do I see?
It's the same room that you were in when you met the guildmaster, so it's just the raised dais with the nice desk and the beautiful
Is it
throne-like chair.
okay? Is it dark in there, or I guess I have dark vision, so is it
Right,
dark?
exactly.
Or,
So,
okay.
I mean, it's dark
but
in
it's
there.
not. It's dark. Okay, good. All right. Well, then he's going to first try to see if there are any sort of traps. I know he can't see any magical traps, but anything that's mechanical, he's going to look for it.
You don't notice anything like that. I mean, there's two ways into this place. There's the door that you came through, and then there's another door off to the side, which probably leads to his private quarters.
Okay, well, he's going to sneak to the other door and take a listen to it, see if he hears anything coming from the other side.
You don't, but as soon as you reach that door, make a perception check for me, please.
That is a 13.
Something catches your eye, and back over by the desk, you see leaning up against the chair is the sword.
That seems entirely too easy. All right. Monk's gonna move to the sword, and again, just kind of thinking that it surely cannot be this easy. See if there's anything that may be a trap or anything like that.
You don't notice anything. No.
Well, fuck it. He's just gonna grab the sword.
As you grab it,
Oh no.
the room becomes flooded with light, and then all of us are back in the Gangrel Cavern at the end of the combat.
Still at 19 health. Oops.
Oh, I should have mentioned you could have taken from the armory, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 healing potions. So
Okay.
Okay.
Each?
no, total.
Total.
Oh, got
Like,
it. Okay.
wow, jeez.
I was like, oh damn, cool.
I didn't need to play a healer.
So, David, do we as characters, does Tonk have memory of what just happened, or is it?
Well,
like,
at this point in time, you don't have the sword with you.
I would.
Oh.
Right, but at this point, well, but at this point in time, Tonk knows what just happened because it was
right. Yeah, we haven't got
Yeah.
we're not
Okay.
we're not going we may not reveal that memory just yet, but yeah.
Ooh.
I would like to, since everybody
Okay.
was doing their nighttime shenanigans. After my great night's sleep, got up and went and grabbed myself a couple healing potions. So I'm going to drink one of those now.
Exactly. Awesome.
I was going to say that the blind or the hollowed prophet takes full advantage of the night to speak with his mother
Oh.
and stays up extra late exclusively at night and every night. So whatever may transpire, he would be there if there's like a common room or whatever. As that event occurred, he would be there waiting and listening for a change of heartbeat, a change of person's weight or value. Just throwing it out there. But
Yes.
speaking with the mother.
You are definitely aware that there was some sort of confrontation in the guild master's main chambers.
So
very
I would have
late.
some inkling during this whole thing that something went down.
Yes. Yes,
Got it.
Seeing that Roland has been pretty messed up, Cypress gonna walk over to him and just be like, "Easy, brother, I got you." And he's gonna place a hand on his shoulder and cast Cure Wounds.
Just kind of lean down a little bit, let it happen.
as that is
And you'll get a
happening.
maximum 12 hit points back.
Oh,
Full
nice.
baby.
Gunnery, would you do me the favor of rolling an insight check with advantage for me?
Absolutely. This be as I walked over watching him heal, and I took the cork out of the healing pot, spit it in his face, and drank the healing vial. Insight, and that is a 17 with advantage.
You know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that when Khelmorn left, this person, this Roland, is who he touched next.
Oh no, he's gonna kill me.
Cool.
I don't know anything about this, I'm assuming.
No, you don't. No. Fuck. the hawk masks that Borgunry was fighting this was the same hawk masks that were attacking your village.
Balls! Hey, we're neighbors.
Wait, okay. So he touched someone else during the battle, which is why I lost. Was this the person that was present during the battle that got touched next and I was abandoned?
Yes.
Oh no. Oh god.
Oh dear.
Neat.
Oh, my
I'm gonna keep that to myself. That's out of character knowledge, but
As soon as when you guys were rolling up your characters, I was like, this is freaking awesome. Because it was completely by happenstance.
completely organic.
I need a second.
Yeah, it was completely okay.
Smile returned to my face. Ah, thank you. That feels much better.
Of course, man. Shanae provides.
Your calmness is very disconcerting, but we'll deal with that later. All right. There's got to be something.
As all of that is happening, Tonk jumped on the dead ogre in his full rage and just continues wailing.
In the pit?
Just
Off the cliff. Just...
And also, like in Ben's campaign, I mean, there is the ability to collect monster parts or to mark monster parts and give those to the guild as well. So if you want to like take an ogre tusk for yourself, you can do that as well. So
take the head
maybe
of the
when
one
he
that I cut
comes out of the rage, but right now he's just still
Fiery one.
not even realizing he's dead.
that's awesome.
Just really making sure.
Delphine, would you roll a perception for me, please?
Of course. Ooh, 10.
On one of the pillars next to you, there is a shimmering, and the space there begins to change, and a pair of giant lips appear. And you hear, everyone hears an echoing voice say, "Well done. This encounter is concluded. You have successfully dealt with the challenge set before you. Prestige and wealth in the amount of this has been awarded to your guild." And several chests appear around the platform there. You currently place 3rd overall. The way is clear, and your next challenge awaits. May your luck improve.
Hey, 3rd overall out of 9. That's not bad.
I suppose. Means we have room to improve, though.
Well, we better move on to the next challenge then.
All right.
You can improve by walking away from Khelmorn. He'll abandon you too.
Well, it hasn't yet, so I suppose we'll wait
You
and see,
turn
won't
around
we?
and look at me when you say that.
Nope.
Then you feel the
Just
tap
like-
of cold steel on your shoulder.
Oh,
Tink, tink. Yes?
Well, he'll abandon you too. You should walk away from here.
No, I heard you. It's very, very lovely warning. Thank you very much.
Well, I just don't want to pick up your dead, beaten, battered body as your god abandons you to these pits.
Oh, good heavens, no, not my god, no. Common misconception, though, I understand.
That's funny.
No, he's quite more like my
He might not be your
employer.
god. He might not be your god, but you're definitely his bitch.
I suppose so, quite yes.
Yeah, you should stop that relationship quickly.
So much darkness in your heart, little one.
No, not darkness. I've got my heart left. That's it. I've gotten rid of all the darkness and anger. But I just don't like seeing other people used and manipulated.
I don't mind it. And I'll just kind of strut onwards, picking up the head of the goblin, just kind of tie it to my belt through the ratty hair.
You don't mind it, so I could borrow you to be my bitch later when we're done.
Sure, whatever you like.
I like this one.
Man, the vibe in here just got real harsh.
What's everyone doing?
Scouting
my
the
sword away.
battlefield for any arrows that remain. I shot one. There's a 50% chance it's still usable, I believe.
Go ahead and roll for that then.
Okay. It says if I take a minute after the battle, I can find half of them. But since I only shot one, I assume that means there's like a 50% chance it broke.
Sure.
For the coin.
So actually, yeah, I have coins here. That sounds better. Heads, I win, and I get the coin.
You lose.
Heads.
Awesome. You found it.
Yay.
What time of day is it? Like in the afternoon?
We are in a cave.
Mid-morning is when it is.
It's cave o'clock.
So the water skin that Borgunri carries, he was a really chipper, nice guy this morning. Polar opposite of what you remember. And as the day goes on, the water skin drains more and he gets more and more sour. Encroaching on the very angry, not saying anything, smashing idols version you met last night.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Interesting.
Now he's at that confident mouthy stage.
So if the party is not moving, the Hallowed Prophet walks up a little bit and kind of cracks his neck and puts his scythe away and incredibly loudly slaps his hands together and casts an altered Eyes of the Grave to try and find the path forward. As from him emanates this horrid night shadow, just aura, and I get echolocation, basically. Little fun little things when you're blind.
And the way is, as the magic mouse said, the way is clear. It points directly to where the next, where the exit to this cavern is, and allows you to see your way forward.
Whereabouts is that? So I would have just been heading that direction.
Well, we're not actually going to move the tokens
Cool.
to get there. We're going to transfer to another scene here in a few seconds. But
Onwards.
Quick question before we keep going. I'm trying to... Would my patron high up, to put it wink wonkily, want me to take anything from these boxes to give to her?
No, not from the challenge dungeon. No.
Okay.
Possibly out in the real world, but not
Okay.
here.
Not here. Gotcha. Okay.
That's awesome. Okay. So everyone continues to move outside through the goblin cave, and you pass through several really very bizarre environments because you guys are not you haven't been delving all of your lives. This is like the first time you guys have been underground, and seeing these fantastic and truly unusual spaces for yourselves, and everyone knows that the biggest commodity on the continent is the substance known as silica. It's a sort of sandy-like dust or sediment that they pull out in great quantities from these underground mines, and they use it to build just about every structure in the major cities on the continent. Every building is built of this stuff. The wall of Kilduran is made of this stuff. It can be molded and shaped and hardened to a great degree. So a lot of these spaces that you're moving through now have been shaped by this substance, this silka, and they've been carved with like very intricate artistic designs, and the ceilings are massively high. You feel like you're walking through halls of giants, and you continue to move your way through the dungeon. Much like a football game, we're only going to be hitting the highlights, so we're not going to be going through every single moment in hallway of the dungeon. So we're going to be moving into the next space right about now.
Saw the smirk, mate.
Ooh, ooh.
Ooh,
Cool.
switch
Where, though?
scenes really quick and get us back to that.
Ooh.
The fuck is this?
The tunnel opens into what appears to be a cavern the size of a small country. The ceiling is so high up that it is lost in mist and darkness. The walls are sheer edifices of rock, carved slick and smooth by tools that lay scattered about, no longer of use to the calcified bodies of workers long dead and now frozen into blocks of stone themselves. The entire chamber is thrumming with an unnerving sound, a headache-inducing pulse that will begin to affect you. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Con save.
Let's go with.
Ooh, that is not great.
Nope.
Oh no. Fuck.
You said everyone make a con save? I'm sorry, my Discord crashed.
Yes, please.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Oh, this is bad.
That's
Oh,
a
no.
9.
It's a 20 for Tonk.
That's a 6 for Gunny.
That is a 7 for Cypress.
Jesus Christ.
12 for the prophet.
A natural 1 for our fun elf friend.
So everyone who failed the saving throw, you're going to take 6 points of psychic damage.
What was
Okay.
the DC? Tell me it was a 6. We're good. 'Cause I don't know if I succeeded or failed. You just said if we failed. I don't know what fail is.
Gee, how do I determine that?
Moderate difficulty is usually like a 13 or 14.
Yeah, it's a moderate difficulty.
Just enough for Josh to fail.
Thanks. How much was that?
6 points of psychic
6
damage.
points of psychic damage. Wait.
My first thought was, wait, we have a paladin. And then I remembered, nope, we're like babies. We're no worries.
Who all was affected by that?
Me.
Everyone.
Everyone except
Everyone
Tonk,
except
I think.
Tonk.
Tonk was the other one.
Long's just up there
So,
raging.
because of that, your movement is slowed by a quarter.
Oh, fuck.
It's going to take you
I'm
longer
slow
to
to
get through this
begin with.
area.
The size of a country, you said.
Yeah, 25 feet of movement. Oy.
25 feet quartered. Why are we all tiny?
Quartered. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys are tiny. Yeah, sucks.
So is like, are our steps heavier, or are we just like labored, like walking slower, or is it like where the walking animation doesn't match the speed?
No, I mean it's heavier. I mean you're actually having to like hold your head. The pain is that bad.
Okay.
And in while you're walking through the space, there is that thrum that's almost a heartbeat.
Ow, gods, fuck. Oh, I don't like it. Oh.
Would you say we have 10 minutes of walking?
Yes.
Of 10 minutes? Well, during that 10 minutes, I will cast Prayer of Healing.
Tonk is going to look at his companions, because we're in a Silka mine, right, David?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone around me gets 15 points of healing.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty good.
And
That heals the damage. That heals
But
the
not
damage,
the-
but
yeah.
but not the movement.
yeah.
Okay.
Just keep your eyes
Yeah, I'm
at your
full.
feet. Once you spend 10 years in this mine, you'll get used to it.
Is that what you did before all this?
Not by choice.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Roland, make an
terrible.
inside check for me, please.
I don't think I have like anything for that. Hiya! Oh wow, that's really good. 19 plus 2, 21.
When Tonk was describing his character, he also mentioned that he had a brand, a prisoner brand.
That's right.
And you know that in order to get one of those brands, you have to do something pretty bad. And if he was working in the mines,
He did something real bad.
yeah.
As we're trudging along. So, I've got to ask, I'm curious, and forgive me if this is rude, what did you do?
What I do? What do you mean?
I'll just like point to, where is the brand on you? I forget. You said it was on your arm?
It's on his chest.
Okay,
On his
just
chest. He's bare chested, so you can see it.
Kind of rubbed that mark. Surely you did something.
He can only stand so much abuse.
In the world of the Imperium, when we talked about this during character creation, demi-human species are very rare. So folks like Cypress, Borgunri, and Tonk are generally referred to as half-men.
Right.
And there are, like most places, there can be, discrimination. There can be slurs, slang names, and stuff like that. And
Got it. Just, he can only suffer so much, I think. Just.
which is probably one of the reasons why he snapped at Cyrax in there in the Guildmaster's Hall about being called little. So
So I take it you killed him then?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I think
Well,
him and
good.
others. Guards. I don't know. I just remember waking up in the cell.
Everyone has a bit of darkness in their path. It's how you choose to walk through it, or with it. Carry on, shall we?
Yeah. I'm not much for words. Move on.
So you make your way through another 10 minutes. If everyone could make a Constitution saving throw.
Son of a fucking
Come on.
the level 2 freaking spell slot, man.
Should have saved it.
Oh no, I was still hurt.
Come on,
I'm gonna
baby.
roll this one in person.
Oh, there we go. 22.
That's what's funny.
Yeah, that's better.
7 for Tonk.
I got a
6.
16.
11?
What we say was a 13. So anybody who didn't make that again takes the 6 points of psychic damage.
God.
And again, your movement slows
Is that whether you failed or not, or is that if you failed?
if you failed.
Okay. I feel better.
Man, something ain't right here.
Then maybe could you carry one of the little ones? So
That
they
seems a
keep
bit
up better?
degrading, but
Is
sure.
it?
Does
I mean,
anyone
if
want
they're
to
tired.
ride?
Only
I'm
if they're
fine. You
tired.
just keep looking at your feet like he said. Just listen to him.
You have
Only
nice
if you're
boots.
tired, just if we can go faster.
Walking just fine, thank you.
Would you like a piggyback ride, my lady?
Thanks. No.
Who
Condescending,
everybody,
isn't it?
is everybody looking at their feet, or is anybody looking straight forward?
I guess if I feel okay, I would just be like looking and taking in the sights.
Could you make an insight check for me with advantage?
I was gonna say if it matters, I don't look anywhere.
First one was a 4, second one was a 15, total of 17.
There is something up ahead
Oh, fuck.
that is thrumming, and very well might be the source of this terrible heartbeat that is just filling the air with this steady thrum that is weighing heavy on everyone.
Right, so something bad up there, some sort of a pulse, like a thump, like a heart. If all of you have anything you would like to do before fighting something most likely horrible, now's the time. I am going to be invisible, so we'll see you all up there. And I cast invisibility and start walking off.
I watch him walk off.
Prophet, could you make a perception check for me, please?
Ew, perception. Real dice. Let's go. Oh, not good. Only a 9.
There's something here, but you can't quite find it yet.
Something else is here?
Yeah.
I'll do it again. Eyes to the grave. I'll smack my hands together, and it'll just reverberate in anything within 60 feet. If it's undead, I know it.
As you do that, the wave of your spell moves out in front of you. It illuminates Roland, even though he's supposed to be invisible. It illuminates him for a bit, passes by, and off to the side where Roland is just about to pass, you see the shape of a door.
I'm undead?
Yeah, if he said there's something, and then I would kick out Divine Sense as well.
I didn't know I was undead.
Do you need to make a roll for that, or how does that work?
Action, I can detect good and evil, so I know the location of celestial fiends and undead within 60 feet.
You do sense where the door is as well.
So Tonk is going to first take a healing potion. Then he's going to hide. He's got stone camouflage, so I've got advantage on dexterity, on stealth checks. And then he's going to look around with his superior dark vision to see if he can spot anything.
What you spot that 2 of your companions have noticed something on one of the walls, but your other 3 are very focused on moving forward towards where the awful heartbeat is coming from.
The prophet opens the door. If it's unlocked.
Don't touch that might be...
The wall slides to the side, and it opens up into like this very dark hallway. Not that matters to you, but there's no light in there whatsoever.
Look back. Are you all coming? Oh no, they're busy. All right.
There's a different path.
Where does it lead?
I'll find out.
Yeah.
And I step in.
Tonk's going to look inside too. Anything
What does
with
it
dark
look
vision?
like?
The hallway is about 12 feet wide and gently slopes down.
Can we see that? If we couldn't see the door, can we see that they're like walking through a door?
Yeah, now that the door has been revealed, yeah, you can see the opening in the wall.
Hey, Roland, ask Khelmorn for help, or you can pray to my shiny ass as I walk away, and I follow the prophet.
Oh, mighty Khelmorn, give me the strength.
Oh, mighty, eat my
and
butt.
Patience to perhaps not kill the awful little dwarf.
Allow me to introduce you to nothing after death as Khelmorn buries you with the rest of his would-be followers, and the voice is echoing down after the prophet.
I'll introduce you to Death if you'd like. She's quite fantastic.
Is the darkness magical, or is it's a dark hallway?
It is as Vanta black as Prophet's mask.
I can see in magical darkness.
It's not magical. It's just it's just darkness.
Okay, cool. I'll follow along, still invisible. Just,
You continue down this slope, and it continues for an extremely long time, and that awful heartbeat seems to fade back into the distance. So you're no longer mentally or psychically affected by that. And after what seems like an hour of moving down this hallway, a glow appears down near the end of the hallway, and you start to hear that whirring, flapping, leathery winged sound of what you now know is what it sounds like to be inside of a mage burrow. The mage burrows are these wormholes that they open to travel across great distances. Right. Mm-hmm. So you eventually come to the end of this hallway, and at the bottom of this room there is this glowing purple blue swirling mage burrow waiting there for you.
I think we might have taken a wrong turn. This looks like it leads somewhere else. Can we, I forget, there's with the sense magic thing, can we sense where these things go with the mage burrows?
No, you can't. Okay. You just know that it's incredibly powerful.
Got it.
I mean, do we want to...
Nobody's stopped us yet.
I'm not walking back up. Plus, the path is never straightforward as it may seem. Care to join me? And I'll just step backwards into it.
I wait to hear if he screams.
You hear nothing. He just disappears.
Good enough for me. I'm going in.
Bargunry goes in.
Jumps in.
Tonk jumps in. Cypress, Delphine, and Roland are left.
I had a bad feeling about this, but...
What does your star juju tell you? Bad? Good? What do you think?
I was told to listen for the heartbeat. I don't know if that means I should have gone toward it or run away from it, but I guess we're gonna find out one way or another.
All right, well, too late now. They've gone and fucked off. Just casually walk through.
Roland enters. Delphine and Cypress are left.
Knocks an arrow.
Age before beauty.
All right.
Delphine enters.
Yes.
I said what I said. She's an elf. I'm a dwarf. Elves live way longer than dwarves.
Yeah.
They live forever.
I'm just shake my head and say, oh boy, Shanae, I hope I didn't screw this up, and jump in after them.
Your vision becomes filled with this swirling, awful, chaotic scene of everything swirling. It feels like your entire body's being pulled apart, your cells being shattered all over the place and put back together, your ears filled with the swirl of leathery, flapping wings, and then everything stops, and you find yourself on your hands and knees on a marble floor.
This is not what I was
Knocks
expecting.
the bow.
Oh, that is not a way to travel.
As you
What do
look
we see
up,
around us? Yeah.
if you thought that the Silka mine was something that was huge,
Oh, no.
this dwarfs all of that. It is a large, gigantic, fantastic marble hallway with ginormous round columns gilded in gold. And from far away you can hear thum, 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 footsteps moving towards you.
Did we win?
Oh, I got
Unlock the boat. Are there any shadows nearby? Is there anything I can hide behind? Any columns? Anything?
No, it looks like you came out of this thing in the center of this big, gigantic marble hallway. There's nothing but hallway in front of you. There's nothing but hallway behind you. And something is coming around the corner ahead of you.
Do we see it yet?
Do you wait?
Draw my weapon and wait.
Pop my glaive out and kind of slide over to Delphine. Stick close to me and we'll be all right, all right? Can you see in the dark?
The
Yeah.
giant
I mean, normal.
booming sounds of the footsteps continue to grow louder and louder as around the corner comes this 300, 400 foot tall, giant humanoid shape, what appears to be a mage in wearing these midnight blue robes. And he turns and he looks at you and he goes, "What are you mites doing in the High Council?"
Oh shit. We were just leaving. I am so sorry. Took a wrong turn. Wrong portal.
Where we'll end Khelmorn Gambit.
We went to the wrong place, boys and girls.
Yeah, we
Took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
It was the right turn for the prophet.
Why are we so tiny?
All paths are right.
We're so little compared to that.
You guys didn't get to the living membrane that was going to like psychically damage everybody.
Oh no.
No.
I saved everyone. Look at that.
Why did the stars tell you to go and get your brain psychicked?
No, but they just told me to go stop it. You gotta go kill it. Yeah.
Oh no. Hi, Katie.
Hey, your brain told you that it was a good idea to, cater yourself to Daddy Khelmorn, who's a terrible whatever he is.
Oh, I am living
Wrong.
for this drama.
Wrong.
Daddy Khelmorn is a bad dom. He doesn't follow any of the rules. All right. He's
Oh my gosh.
Because I think Nate chose that. He goes, yeah, I think I'm going to have Khelmorn as my patron. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then here comes Ben. "Yeah, I'm going to be an oath breaker. And
I'm gonna fucking hate Khelmorn.
I flip Khelmorn off of him. And I'm like, this is just too perfect. That is awesome.
I was like, I'm gonna be a
love this.
druid, man. It's gonna be all about Shanae. She's my goddess.
It was really moments away. Like, it was the serious consideration of how much do I want to fight Nate right now.
Right.
That would be a very interesting fight because I'm very hard to fight.
But it would have been over quickly because I think Borgunry would have been so far out of line that everybody else would have just been like, no, bitch slap.
You definitely would have. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one would have died.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think it would have ended with me in a bad place. But it was really just like, am I mad at Khelmorn or am I mad at Roland? And really, I was mad at Khelmorn. So
I'm undead.
No, you're not.
It's a flavor.
I sort of broke the rules to allow Prophet to be able to see your outline.
Okay.
For that moment. So.
It's like, holy
Thanks
shit.
for allowing me to explore some of this stuff. That's awesome.
Dude, this was
Thank
fucking
you.
That was
awesome.
fun.
Yeah,
I love
that
this
was
So
fantastic.
cool.
Yeah,
very fun.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Can we play more? I want to play more of this.
Yeah.
We'll have to do another
Can we do a
one.
2-shot?
We
you
have to do
wanna
it.
end the
Yeah.
stream?
Can we do it forever? I love this.
Yeah, dude, I love it.
I need to clear up some details. I need to do some other stuff. But yeah, I would love to come back and visit at some point.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That'd be so
That'd be
fun.
fantastic.
Dude, this is forever. You're trying to hurt my feelings, Nate?
No. In addition to your thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, we do both. We
I don't
do
have
Monday
time for
nights.
that. I so don't
Monday
have
nights
time
is
for that.
Cyorion,
good.
and then
Both is very good.
yeah.
Both is good.
Los dos.
I wish I had time. Man.
time.
So what?
But
I
really,
have,
thank you so much.
it was a
This was
blast.
so
That was
cool.
fantastic.
Thank you, man.
That
Thank
was
you.
Great.
I do have to ask, Nate,
fucking-
did Roland's accent change to Soren by the end of the night?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I was DMing
no.
Josh.
Well,
I was
there's-
like, is that Soren?
There's a layer to it.
Slipping.
There's a layer to it, but it's a show. He doesn't actually talk like that.
Oh.
Nice. Nice.
Ooh.
It's a whole thing.
Do we want to wrap stream?
We do. There
We
was
probably should.
Yeah. Fantastic. David, why don't you take us out since you were running this anyway?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
David.
thank you so much. Hopefully, at some point, we'll learn the fate of all of these intrepid heroes that stumble down to some sort of secret that many people don't know, and we'll find out in the future. But again, thank you to all the players who came along and sort of livened up this world that I've been thinking about for, about 12 years now. So,
Oh, cool.
thanks very much. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you had fun. And onwards and upwards.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
guys
Thank
next
you,
week.
David. Thanks,
Thanks,
everybody.
David.
Yeah.
Woo!
That was so much fun.
Get some sleep, Magic.
Yes.
Yeah.